Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Haven't done one of these lives in a long time. Hey Trevor, didn't I just say that right before we went live?
Those were the exact words.
Hey guys, y'all remember Trevor, right? What was your thing before? Dark Knight Nation,
Precisely.
when he
Yeah,
was
Dark Knight Nation.
just doing comic book reviews, and he's like, man, screw reviewing comic books. I want other people to review my comic books. So he made his own comic books. And look, if I didn't know anything about it, if I didn't read the stuff, or if I read it and I didn't like it, I wouldn't even be talking to you. I'd be making up some kind of excuse or whatever. But we just had the Fan Expo Canada not too long ago. I was sitting there chilling out in the booth with Trevor, and he's like, "Bill, did you read my latest comic book series, the 6 issues of Helix Project?" I'm like, and I'm trying to think of an excuse. I'm like, "Nah, man, I didn't read it yet. I apologize." He's like, "Well, I got you here now. Bang, here's issue 1." I'm like, "All right, cool." And he just stood there and waited for me to finish reading it and then ask for issue 2. And I read all of them. And honestly, I told you, honestly that yes, I'm glad that you did because it was actually really good. Not that I doubted you, bro. It's not that I doubted you,
There was a
but
lot
there
of
was a
talk.
little bit of doubt. There was a little bit there, right? And I'm like, man,
Listen,
if I read this guy's book and it sucks, like, what am I going to say to the guy? Like, he's sitting right here. So,
yeah,
like, what am I going to
yeah,
do? Sure, so I
and this
read
is the
it.
part. And so
Huh?
this is the part where then this is the part where you told me that it sucked.
I did not tell you it sucked, and I didn't tell you it
No,
sucked.
no, I'm saying that's the punchline is like, oh, how do I tell him when he's like right next to me? It's just like, oh, when he's on the other side of the Atlantic
Oh,
Ocean. This is
yeah,
what I tell him.
because you're in England now, right?
I am,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
just
But we sat there, we analyzed. Well, I had to analyze it, and you actually gave me some hints and some reveals and whatnot about exactly what you were what was going through your head when you did the Helix project. And
mhm.
look, guys, I'm going to point out this guy's sold out his Kickstarters before. I don't know if you can sell out a Kickstarter, but he's what's the word, you fulfilled? Well, you fulfilled them, but they succeeded, right? They were
Yeah, they all funded. Yeah.
funded. They were funded. They were all funded. It was all like Funyuns and no, seriously, like they were all funded, and you fulfilled every single one of them. And there were people who actually, and I witnessed one of them actually came from pretty far away just to get you to sign the one uh, right in front of him and all that stuff. The final issue, which had come
Mhm.
out right around that time. You've actually got a hell of a following for this. And when I read the comics all in a row, which was a beautiful thing, I could
Mhm.
understand why. And
Thank you, man.
I'm not going to
I
go
appreciate
into too much detail. No worries, brother. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there were some parts where I was like, I read something else and I looked up, I was like, did such and such happen to you when you were younger? And you're like, yeah.
that.
So like, guys, you can psychoanalyze Trevor if you read his books, and it's not even. But no, like we know each other for a couple of years now. Um, but no, like you really put a lot into it, and I could say honestly because I don't lie in my comic book reviews. Like I said, I'd rather just not do the review if I didn't like the book. Um, what do you call? I could tell that you actually put your heart and soul into that first
Mhm.
series, and even if you didn't tell me all these spoilers about what was coming up in Rise, not deep spoilers, but surface level, superfluous spoilers, I still would have gotten this book. I still would have funded this book or funded. I still would have backed this book, and I did back this book as soon as I saw it. I was one of the early ones.
Thank you, brother.
Um, nope. La shukra ala wajib. There is no thanks for what's expected. Um, yeah, I can't wait to read this. So why don't you tell some of the peeps what you told me about this book and why you broke your promise that you would never write a superhero comic?
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, this project is called Rise. It is me breaking the promise that I've made for 3 years, saying that I would not do a superhero comic. But there was always a caveat that it has to be wholly original. It has to have a unique spin, that is not just being contrarian or being shocking for the sake of those things. It had to have its own DNA and a reason to do it. And really, I wanted to kind of tell a story about masculinity and the performative nature of the male ego. And so basically the short and sweet is what would happen if Superman had to feel good to do good. And it is an examination of the male ego through the lens of the perfect man. So it's playing with some similar themes to a lot of sort of Greek mythology and folklore, but expanding upon that in a very American way, using this sort of this image of the American god. Um, and it's just trying to express something very different using the iconography of this type of figure. And I think we're really making that happen.
So again, the premise is this character can only use his superpowers if he feels good.
Yep. Yeah. So despite it being a little while since I've done sci-fi since my first book,
Mm.
everything needed to kind of stem from that for me. That's my access point. So basically, this character's abilities scale with the amount of free dopamine in his system. So one of the sort of core challenges that this character will face are the type of behaviors that are being gratified, right, by the biological response, by the dopamine releases. And it plays into, again, the male ego because males experience releases of dopamine in a much higher capacity than the average biological female. So um, that's definitely got a role to play. And I think it gives this story a rather unique spin.
Mm. Nice, nice. Uh, Peeps watching, yeah, this is live. It's not a premiere. Um, so actually, if you guys want to ask Trevor some questions, by all means, now would be the perfect time. Otherwise, he's got to scroll back and look to see if somebody asked a question in the comments, and maybe. But anyway, okay, so I'm looking forward to this. So, do you got any pictures?
Um, well, I'm currently using my phone because otherwise I would be in total potato quality from my computer. But I think if you're on your laptop, there's a share screen option if you were to pull up the campaign.
There is, but that's always weird to do. Um, okay, so did I just close the campaign? Of course I did. Because why wouldn't I just close the campaign after I'm finished looking at it? Boom, there it is. But it is copy pasted, so bang. And let's see about sharing. Hmm. Invite, present. Is it under present?
I
Share
believe so.
screen. Yes.
Bang bang.
So
Hope you
sharing.
don't have anything wildly embarrassing on your your
I
internet.
don't get embarrassed, and that's good because I've got majorly embarrassing stuff on here. um, okay, so rise right there. Hey, tell me about, you can see it, right?
Hmm.
Okay, good. So tell me again about this costume and that symbol on his chest. Also,
Yeah, it's,
who's
I
the
mean, it's
artist? First off, who's the artist? Because this is awesome.
yeah. So I'm working with the incredible Ryan Best, with colors by Fabi Marquez and letters by Matias Zanetti. And that image that you see there is done by the interior artist Ryan, and he actually colored his own cover in this
Nice.
instance. But yeah, so the costume we really wanted it to be iconic and simple. We didn't want to over design it. I think that's a tendency that you'll see in sort of contemporary cape books, right?
Mhm.
Um, and we also wanted it to really speak to part of the story. So there is a sort of phallic element to the character's costume, and it also speaks to the nature of the title of the story. This title kind of has several layers, right? Like Rise is also uh, phallic in some regards. It also speaks to the dopamine release, right, and the high that you get from something like that. But also in that, this character is going to need to rise up beyond his urges and his pleasures and so on and so forth. But yeah, so there there is a little bit of um, a cheeky element to the character's costume.
Yeah, I remember you showed me some of the earlier images where the phallic symbol was pointing up, you know, and you were right. That was just a little too on the nose. But right now,
Just
with
a
it on
touch.
the eye in the title right there, Rise, it kind of looks like there's a drizzle. So also works.
Oh man, there were a lot of things I saw coming in like the sort of press circuit for this book, and that was not one.
Ah,
Congratulations.
I got like 20 more of them. You were talking about me being embarrassed. But, oh, man, and the worst part is that we were looking each other in the face while we're eating hot dogs when you were talking about this. Like, that's the worst part. The street meat.
Technically, it was shawarma.
Oh, no, we had shawarma before that. No, when you were showing me this stuff, I got the hot dogs from outside the
Oh,
convention.
that's right. You know
Remember
what? Maybe
I
that was just
smuggled them into my inside pocket, and I had what did I get, Sprites on the other side? Yeah, yeah, dude.
yeah. Maybe it was maybe it was me that was just hoping that was the shawarma conversation, and not that it was like some weird confluence of events that led that to being the circumstances.
Anyway, you see what Ragnar Piper just said there? Tell him what I
No, I
said.
didn't.
He
Hold
says
on. I
y'all
don't
probably
see
put
what you
ketchup
said.
on your hot dogs. Tell him what I said to you.
I don't remember what you said to me about ketchup on hot dog.
I put a whole bunch of things on the ketchup on the hot dog, and I was like, "Yeah, everything's on there: baba, mustard, relish. I got some onions on there, like the actual diced onions, but no ketchup because what kind of savage puts ketchup on a hot dog?" So Grognard Piper, you
Oh,
kiss my butt. but but yes, I backed this quick because I know this is going to be some really good stuff. And you're keeping a lot of updates on there. Also, you're actually teaching me uh, through I don't know, just me observing what you're doing, how to
mm,
actually do a good campaign because I'm more of the yeah, if you want to get it. Like, I don't believe in advertising. I don't believe in any of that stuff. And for those who are about to ask, no, it is not annoying. It's not like an everyday thing where I'm getting boom, boom, boom notifications. But every so often, anytime something changes, anytime that there's an update, anytime that you want to throw something else on there, hey, boom, 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 there's that very quick little blurb that I get where there's some kind of an update reminding me, oh yeah, this is coming out. I'm digging it.
mhm.
So, what else do you have about this comic book? Because all I can add from this point on is that I am genuinely excited to see this. Oh, how many issues is it going to be?
So the first arc is going to be three. Originally, I thought that that might be like the complete end of the series, and as I've kind of worked on it, I think that there might be more. I don't promise more, but I think that at bare minimum, you're going to get a first arc, which is going to be roughly, I think, 120-ish pages, close to that. Maybe just coming in just under that in terms of the actual story, but a bunch of behind the scenes stuff coming as well. And in regard to this first book in particular, because we've passed our first stretch goal, um, we were originally planning to have one triple page spread fold out, and now we have two, which you never ever see. And if you scroll down the campaign, actually, there's an illustration of sort of how one of those triple page spreads are going to work.
Mm. Yeah, there was a lot there because I remember, like I've been reviewing comics for a while now, and it's funny. I like to sit there and say, and I've learned from some of the best, but you have actually had one-on-one private conversations at this point with more writers and more artists than I have, more editors than I have, which is impressive as all hell. Um, what do you call it? I love the idea that you did some things in just like Helix Project, even issue 1 where I was looking and I was like, why is this like this? And there was a
Mm.
name for it and you gave me the name and boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm actually learning about comic books. That's crazy. So, like I have no problems giving somebody a compliment. Like men, we typically don't accept compliments easily. So I'm simply talking to the audience at this point. I'm not joking when
Mm.
I say Trevor has genuinely learned a hell of a lot about comic books. I'm sure you would say that you're still learning as well. You should be. Oh,
Always.
is that your husband in the back?
Oh, absolutely. One of 72.
So, is that like 72 virgins? Like, what the hell is
May,
going on at this point, bro? Um,
may have some may have some in paradise. Who knows?
anyway, um, no, like you, like I have seen your development in moving on and learning all of this stuff. Like it's amazing how fast you've come up learning all these different aspects about comic books. What was it? What was the thing that the 2-page spread that you did in the first issue of Helix Project where uh, Dan DiDio said to you,
Oh,
you know, actually, you just tell the story really quick.
sure. Yeah, it was the second one.
Oh,
Um,
second issue.
and
Okay.
and it was a double page spread in like early middle of that issue, and instead of like having like this big crazy like reveal, we actually subdivided that into like a 14 or 15 panel spread and like used it to build anxiety. There was almost no speaking throughout all of those panels, and it was kind of breaking um, a very simple action down into really small doses and really paying attention to gesture and camera and expression. And so basically, the lead was following a sort of mysterious figure through an apartment building. And then it was after that, right? Because you open onto the spread, you think it's going to be a reveal. It's not. You're actually going to follow them all the way through the apartment building. And then the next page, when you turn, is when we finally get to make the reveal that she's basically like stuffed and gagged the guy who took his father away from him.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
But yeah,
whoa! Spoilers! Spoilers! They need to read
for
this.
that's true. That's true.
Okay. And when DiDio saw this, he said,
Um, he said kind of just something along the lines that like it was ballsy, that like I was using the spread in a non-traditional way and that it works. And it's something that he thinks would normally have taken somebody a decade in the industry to pick up on. But
"Nah."
that was my second comic, and I was really proud of that. I didn't realize, that it was what it was until he mentioned it to me. It felt right, at the time. I
Yeah.
wanted to build suspense, and I learned actually specifically from a comic book artist named like Elsa Chartier about subdividing um, very simple actions down to several beats in order to build suspense. But those beats have to actually like you can't bend a sit, right? Like you can't have like stagnant camera angle, same character expression over several panels so much to do that. And each micro expression has to have a purpose, right? It has to be like one sort of joint in the limb that is that action. Um, so yeah, that was a I think a moment where I really began to figure out beat by beat pacing, and I think it was actually end of that issue going into the next one where I think that was something I can say that I kind of was able to effectively put into my tool belt for the future.
Mm. So yeah, you've gotten the nod from several people. You've been from several like very well named people. Um, you have had you've been bounced around. Who do you want to talk to? I've got somebody that you should talk to, and just a lot of really well established names. I mean, like not not new names, well established names. Who all these guys are, and it shows. It genuinely
Uh,
shows. You are progressing really fast. I am shocked at how good you are at this. It actually makes me sit back and say, maybe I wouldn't be so good at doing comic books. I don't know, man. But like in general, yeah, you've been impressing the hell out of me just with that one 6-issue miniseries right there. And you actually doing a superhero comic, which is right up my alley. Yeah, I'm completely down. I love the idea of being able to see these 3 issues. Is I Let me look really quick. Is it funded already? You would know.
oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, oh
overfunded.
yeah.
It's overfunded.
Oh yeah. So
It's overfunded, people. We're on stretch goals at this point.
yeah, absolutely. My big goal is to break 10K US on this project. Because I want to prove a point, that you can go without the gimmicks and just do stories with great art with great people that matter, and people will come. And we incentivize it. You know, once we broke that 8K goal, we added that second triple page spread. And then once we get to 10, I think everybody, all physical backers, are going to get a Rise sticker. And then going beyond that, we got some crazy ones like 12 and a half. One of the variant covers will automatically get upgraded to foil for free. So just yeah, trying to get the audience in on it and give them a reason to pick it up and get this thing. I mean, to the finish line with yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? With basically
Fireworks.
yeah, with fireworks. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we really want to push this thing and make a point, right? Like that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do. What matters is how you do it. And we're just trying to be passionate and tell stories we care about, and with incredible talent. I mean, you know, if you go through this project, we are working with people from all around the globe with
Yeah.
a ridiculous knack for what they do. Like, I'm so proud of even like all the covers on this project, um, and the interiors are just they've got a vitality to them that I'm just wildly excited by.
Nice. Nice. Your passion definitely comes through. Again, guys, I would highly recommend getting your hands on this comic book. It's not a lot to contribute to back the project. It's already backed. You're guaranteed to get the thing.
Hmm.
Um, what do you call it? And it's like it can only get better from here with the upsales and whatnot with the what's it called again? I just said it. The
Stretch
stretch
goals.
goals, right? All this stuff. So yeah, I honestly I just can't wait to see the comic book. So
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're always trying to deliver value as well. You know, it's a 40-page book, really high quality premium print.
mm,
Again, two triple page spreads, and the A cover starts at $12 for physical, five for
nice.
digital, and now the digital is coming with deluxe behind the scenes content because we broke a backer goal as well. So
Oh, I only
yeah,
got the digital copy? Look at that. I only got the digital copy. Now I'm gonna have to yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade
got
that.
yeah, man. I mean, I think I'm so excited by the physical print. Like when I contacted my printer and confirmed that we could do that triple spread, I lost my mind. I was so excited because
Yeah.
you don't see it anymore. Like the last time I remember seeing something like that was in like I think Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, which was forever ago.
Mm, mm,
And as you can see,
yeah.
gorgeous covers, and all of them sort of symbolic of what you are going to find inside in different ways.
Nice. I'm loving some of the pages. Yeah, it's funny. Like just to give you guys an idea. I oh hey, this is a kids show here. I oh it's not 867-5309, but I backed this project quick just because I was busy and everything, but I saw that you launched it. I was like, "Oh, gotta get in there in the first 24 hours." There you didn't even have, like, an early bird special or anything like that. I had to get in there really quick, and,
I,
um, and
I appreciate
I
that.
didn't even look at all this stuff just because I know how good Helix Project was, and I know how good this is bound to be, especially,
I
all the
re-
stuff that you were talking about with it, so
oh, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. That type of faith is not something I take for granted.
mm,
And yeah, for those of you that have heard Bill and I chat, you can pick up the Helix project in the add-on menu, whether you're digital or physical. But we've also got like if you're a digital reader and you want my entire catalog, which includes Rise, all 6 issues of the Helix Project, and all 64 pages of Minutes to Midnight, it's like $22 for my entire
yeah.
digital library.
I
Um,
didn't even read your, Minutes to Midnight. Shoot.
oh, you will soon though. Don't you worry.
Mm. You're gonna force me, but, like, I can honestly say, guys, I'm looking at this scene right here, and, like, this was a serious, like, put you in tears moment. That's what that was.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
This is no joke. No, I hate you for this, dude. I wanna poison your next shawarma. Like, you made me cry my own
Don't
tears.
you can't make something I love that much so deadly. That's not fair.
It was good stuff. Anyway, alright, we're gonna kill on this, but, anyway, guys, make sure you check this out. The link is in the description. Once I cancel off on this, I'm going to go and try to get to the actual video. I'm going to put the link pinned to the top comment. Go and check out everything that Trevor is doing right now. Back this project. I promise you it's going to be worth it. That's coming from me. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing in this except, my $5 that's about to go up to 10 or 12. But anyway, all right. And that's it. That's all I got. Guys, I'll talk to you later. Trevor, say goodbye.
Thank you,
Too late.
everybody. Hope you can.
Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed. I'm joking, Trevor. Later.
Bye.